Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or maybe you've found yourself searching for your glasses, only to realize they were sitting right on your head? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Moments like these are common as we get older, but they can also feel frustrating, even a little scary sometimes. And while forgetfulness can happen to anyone, especially during stressful or busy days, many people over 60 start to wonder, is this just aging? Or is it something I should be paying attention to? Here's the good news. There's a lot more within your control than you might think. Your brain is an incredible organ, and just like your heart or muscles, it responds to how you treat it, especially what you feed it. The foods we choose every day can either nourish our memory, focus, and clarity, or slowly wear them down. And the best part? Some of the most powerful brain-boosting foods are things you may already enjoy, you just didn't know how good they were for your mind. So today, we're going to talk about something that really matters: keeping your brain sharp, active, and vibrant at every age. Specifically, we're going to explore 7 surprising foods that support brain health in seniors. These aren't rare superfoods that require a trip to a fancy market. They're everyday ingredients that, once added to your meals with intention, can make a real difference in how you think, feel, and remember. Let's start with a humble food you might already have in your fridge: eggs. For years, eggs were unfairly blamed for raising cholesterol, but now we know they're one of the most nutritious foods around, especially for the brain. Why? It comes down to a nutrient called choline, found most richly in egg yolks. Choline is essential for building acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that helps regulate memory and mood. Think of it as fuel for your brain's communication system. Just one egg contains about 25% of the choline you need in a day. So, whether you enjoy a soft-boiled egg in the morning or add one to your salad at lunch, you're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your mind. Now, let's talk about something sweet that might surprise you: blueberries. They're small, colorful, and easy to snack on, but what's happening inside that little berry is nothing short of remarkable. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which help protect the brain from oxidative stress, a process that accelerates aging and cognitive decline. In simpler terms, they help your brain stay young. In fact, several studies have shown that eating blueberries regularly can improve memory and even delay brain aging by up to 2.5 years. So next time you're craving something sweet, skip the cookie and grab a handful of these brain berries instead. Toss them into your yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, or just enjoy them as they are. And speaking of things you can sip on, green tea deserves a mention here. While it's not technically a food, it's a powerful ally in brain health. Green tea contains a compound called L-theanine, which works with caffeine to provide a calm but alert mental state. You know those days when you want to feel sharp but not jittery? That's where green tea shines. It also contains antioxidants that may reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases. A warm cup in the afternoon can be more than just soothing. It can be a daily ritual that helps support clarity and focus. But what if you're more of a savory person than a tea drinker or a fruit lover? That's where something like turmeric can come into play. This golden spice, often used in curries, contains a compound called curcumin. And curcumin isn't just good for your joints or inflammation, it also crosses the blood-brain barrier, meaning it can directly influence your brain cells. Studies suggest curcumin may help improve memory in aging adults and even boost serotonin and dopamine levels, those feel-good brain chemicals that help regulate mood. If you're not used to cooking with turmeric, don't worry. You can sprinkle it into soups, stews, or even golden milk, a warm drink made with milk, turmeric, a touch of honey, and black pepper to help with absorption. And that brings us to something most people don't associate with brain health at all: pumpkin seeds. These tiny seeds are a powerhouse of nutrients that support the nervous system, including magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper. Each one of these minerals plays a role in brain function. Magnesium, for instance, helps regulate nerve signals and can improve sleep quality, something that directly impacts memory and mood. Zinc is essential for nerve communication, and low levels of it have been linked to a higher risk of depression and Alzheimer's. You can add a spoonful of pumpkin seeds to your salad, stir them into oatmeal, or keep a small jar handy for a quick, crunchy snack. As we go through these foods, what I want you to remember is that brain health doesn't require huge, dramatic changes. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about making small, intentional choices that add up over time. A handful of berries, a sprinkle of seeds, a warm cup of tea. These things don't just taste good. They nourish the part of you that holds your memories, your stories, your sense of self. Now that we've explored some of the everyday foods that quietly support your brain, like eggs, blueberries, and pumpkin seeds, let's keep going. Because the truth is, nature has given us so many delicious ways to care for our minds as we age. Sometimes, the most powerful tools are right there on our plate. We just need to notice them. Let's talk about one food that often gets overlooked: avocado. You might already know it's good for your heart, but it's just as powerful when it comes to brain health. What makes avocado such a standout is its high content of monounsaturated fats, the good kind of fat that helps keep your blood vessels flexible and your circulation strong. And that's key, because better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients delivered to your brain. When your brain gets what it needs, it can function more clearly, more quickly, and more creatively. And that's not all. Avocados are also a source of lutein, an antioxidant that's been shown in studies to improve cognitive performance in older adults, especially in areas like attention and memory. You don't need a whole avocado a day. Just a few slices on toast, mixed into a salad, or mashed with a squeeze of lemon can do wonders. Another food that might already be in your kitchen is walnuts. Have you ever noticed that a walnut, with all its twists and folds, actually looks a bit like a brain? That's more than just a coincidence. It's a sign. Walnuts are loaded with DHA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that supports brain function and has been linked to better memory, faster processing, and even protection against age-related decline. In fact, research shows that people who eat just a small handful of walnuts daily tend to perform better on cognitive tests than those who don't. And they're easy to enjoy, whether sprinkled on oatmeal, added to a veggie dish, or just eaten by the handful as an afternoon snack. Plus, they come with a satisfying crunch that makes healthy eating feel like a treat. And speaking of omega-3s, there's one more food we need to talk about, and it comes from the sea. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are some of the richest sources of EPA and DHA, two forms of omega-3s that are essential for brain health. These fats help build cell membranes in the brain, reduce inflammation, and even slow cognitive aging. In fact, studies have found that seniors who eat fish regularly have more gray matter, the part of the brain that handles memory and decision-making. That's pretty incredible, isn't it? Just by adding fish to your meals 2 or 3 times a week, you're helping your brain stay younger, longer. And if you're not a big fan of fish, don't worry. There are high-quality omega-3 supplements that can provide similar benefits. But if you enjoy a grilled piece of salmon with a squeeze of lemon, your brain and your taste buds will thank you. Let's take a moment here, because it's important to recognize something. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find foods. They're not part of some complicated diet plan that requires a complete lifestyle overhaul. They're simple, familiar, and comforting. And yet, when chosen intentionally, they become tools for independence. Tools for clarity. Tools that help you keep doing the things you love. Reading, sharing stories, laughing with friends, solving puzzles, remembering birthdays, and holding on to the parts of life that matter most. And this brings us to another key ingredient, one that's as flavorful as it is beneficial: dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that right. Chocolate can be good for your brain. Not the sugary, processed candy bars, but real dark chocolate that's at least 70% cocoa. Cocoa is rich in flavonoids, a group of antioxidants that improve blood flow to the brain and help reduce inflammation. Some studies have even shown that consuming dark chocolate in moderation can enhance attention, processing speed, and even mood. So, if you've ever felt guilty about that piece of dark chocolate after lunch, don't. A small square a day could actually be a smart choice, literally. Now, maybe you're thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I bring these foods into my routine without feeling overwhelmed? That's a good question. And the answer is, one step at a time. You don't have to change everything overnight. You could start by adding blueberries to your breakfast a few times a week. Or try swapping a bag of chips for a handful of walnuts. Maybe the next time you cook dinner, you drizzle a little olive oil on your vegetables and add a slice of avocado on the side. These aren't just changes, they're small victories. Each one builds on the last. Each one says, I care about my future. I want to stay sharp. I want to be present. And that's the beauty of brain-healthy eating. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about being kind to yourself, even in the way you choose your food. Because when you nourish your brain, you're not just preserving your memory. You're preserving your joy, your ability to learn something new, your sense of humor, your spark. Let's keep going. As we move forward, there's one final food I want to share with you. It's not flashy, and it rarely makes headlines, but it's been quietly supporting brain health for generations: broccoli. Yes, good old broccoli. This green vegetable isn't just a staple on dinner plates. It's a quiet powerhouse for cognitive support. Broccoli contains high levels of vitamin K, which is essential for forming sphingolipids, fatty substances that are densely packed into brain cells. In simpler terms, vitamin K helps your brain structure itself properly and function the way it should. It's also rich in compounds called glucosinolates, which have been linked to slower cognitive decline. You don't need to force down piles of steamed broccoli to get the benefit. Roast it with olive oil until it's crisp, blend it into a creamy soup, or chop it finely into scrambled eggs with a bit of cheddar. It's not about volume, it's about presence. A little bit consistently goes a long way when it comes to nourishing the brain. Now, let's take a step back for a moment and think about what we've explored today. We're not talking about miracle cures or trendy fads. We're talking about everyday foods, simple, affordable, familiar, that support one of your most precious assets, your mind. Whether it's the choline in eggs, the antioxidants in blueberries, the healthy fats in avocado and fish, or the flavonoids in dark chocolate, each one of these choices builds a stronger foundation for memory, focus, and emotional well-being. And here is something you deserve to hear. It's never too late to start. No matter where you are on your journey, whether you're already eating with intention or just beginning to think about making changes, every step counts. You don't need to follow a strict diet or become a nutrition expert. You just need curiosity, a little kindness toward yourself, and the belief that you're still worth taking care of. Because the truth is, aging isn't about decline, it's about refining. It's about listening more closely to your body, honoring its needs, and giving it the fuel that helps you stay vibrant and independent. When you take care of your brain, you're not just improving your memory, you're protecting your identity. You're keeping the stories, the jokes, the conversations, the names of your grandkids, the lyrics to your favorite songs, all those little pieces that make up who you are. And you don't have to do it alone. If something in today's video spoke to you, if you learned something new or felt inspired, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's make this a space where we support each other, learn together, and remind ourselves that growing older can still mean growing stronger. If you found this helpful, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel reach more people who might need this encouragement too. And if you want more tips on staying healthy, sharp, and happy in your 60s and beyond, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more videos coming your way, each one designed to help you live with more clarity, confidence, and joy.
So here's to you.
Here's to every cup of tea, every handful of nuts, every walk around the block, every good choice you make for your body and your mind. You're still writing your story, and the best chapters? They might still be ahead. Stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and remember, you're never too old to grow stronger.